What up, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Jay. Welcome to another episode of Coach's Corner. So today's episode is geared more towards the older heads. That's not to say there won't be some stuff you younger guys and girls can't take home, but you may want to show this to your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandparents, and maybe even your great-grandparents. So today, we're going to talk about working out and longevity. I think one of the biggest misconceptions or misunderstood things when it comes to the gym for older individuals is people dropping the intensity as they age. Actually, hold that thought for a minute. What I should say is actually getting to the gym or being physically active. Currently, there's a bigger problem in society than we really are realizing right now. And that seems to be a growing problem, especially here in America right now. Currently, we have a 47% obesity rate in America. That's a lot of people not eating right and not hitting the gym. If people aren't taking care of themselves now, the chances of them taking care of themselves when they get older is even less likely. Practice habits become routine actions. Currently in America right now, 1 out of every 5,000 people is a Centurion. For those of you who don't know what a Centurion is, it's someone who lives to 100 years or more. About 85% of them are women. So, interesting fact there, fellas. Take note. My point being, statistically, there's going to be a lot of you who are not going anywhere anytime soon. And if that's the case, you at least want to feel good and move well as you age. The misguided thinking is, as we get older, we want to cruise into our later years. You hear quotes like, I don't want to lift heavy anymore. I don't have the energy. I can't exert too much. I don't want to get hurt. Yada, yada, and yada. Here's the deal. If you are older, you need some form of heavy stimulus on your muscles. You're getting old. Lift heavy. The true key to fighting off old age is keeping yourself young. You have to stay strong. You have to develop and keep balance, and you have to stay mobile. I don't want to say old age is a myth, but it's more controlled than we would like to believe. You can be old without feeling old. Do you know what the best predictors of prolonged life among the elderly are? Number 3 is balance. Number 2 is mobility. And the number 1 indicator is strength. And think about it. Without these 3, how well does someone actually live? You need to have balance, you need to be mobile, and you need to have a comprehensible level of strength. You hear about it all the time. An elderly person takes a fall, and that's it. They either never recover to their old selves or they don't survive the fall. The CDC reports that more than 32,000 elderly die from falls each year. 32,000. Falls are the leading cause of death from injury if you're 65 years or older. So people, get your butts in the gym. And if you're older, especially get your butt in the gym. I'm not saying work out like you're trying to be a Masters Olympia or Master Strongman or Strong Woman, but you do need some form of physical intensity, especially in your older years. As you get older, life takes over. I get it. Work, family, kids, various things, but you can still make time. You made time to watch the new live action Avatar on Netflix. Some things to note though. Don't try to do workouts like you did when you were younger, if you did work out then. But instead, focus on better time management and intensity in the gym. Instead of a multitude of exercises, find 2 to 3 or even 3 to maybe 4 exercises that will really work you intensely per workout. Use weights. Weight training should be your central focus. Yes, cardio is important, but as we age, having muscle is the more important of the two, and it's more important for survival. Save the cardio for after your workouts and keep it short, 15 to 30 minutes. That's all you need. As far as your weight training, compound exercises work best: squats, deadlifts, presses, and rows. But if you have to use variant versions of these exercises, that's okay. We're going for longevity here. So on some of these movements, it's okay to use different versions of the exercises. If you can't squat without good form, use a Smith machine or use a leg press. That's fine. Same idea can be applied for deadlifting, big presses, and rows. I'd rather see someone do a trap bar deadlift with good form rather than a regular deadlift with bad form and hurt something. That's still not to say you can't go heavy or intensely. You just have to work within your capacity. The big movements work a lot of muscles in one exercise. So this can be a time saver. Since one exercise that can do so much, aim for 3 to 4 days a week to work out. 3 would be good, but 4 would be optimal. Getting to the gym in your older years can pay out some big returns. The major big return being at the very least, it may make getting around and functioning easier. And at the most, it may actually save your life. The true key to fighting off old age is keeping yourself young. You have to stay strong. You have to develop and keep balance. And you have to stay mobile. I don't want to say old age is a myth, but it's more controlled than we'd like to believe. I'm not saying you have to turn yourself into a real-life Master Roshi, but it certainly is going to help your cause as you get older. Actually, have you guys seen the guy who actually looks like a real-life version of Master Roshi? Pretty crazy. How we spend our later years is predetermined by how we manage our younger years. If you don't move and build muscle and stay active, you get old quick. And that's not only old people. That's even young ones. There are plenty old young people out there. Plenty of 22-year-olds going on 222. A recent study has come out and it says almost 95% of people will never sprint again once they pass the age of 25. Yes, you heard me, almost 95%. Of course, someone's going to say, well, what about athletes? But that's a small percentage of the population. So why is this important? High-speed, explosive locomotion is important for retaining athleticism, strength, elasticity, mobility, and total performance. Now, combine that with people reducing their exercise time, exercise intensity, and exercise frequency as they age. Only about 30% of people aged 45 to 64 say they engage in regular leisure time physical activity. This falls even lower as age increases. 25% of those between the age of 65 and 74, and only 11% of people age 85 and older. Make no mistake though, even with these staggering numbers, there's still a small percentage of quote-unquote old people still exercising and hitting the gym multiple times a week, and killing it at that. Research has found that balance begins to decline in midlife, starting at about age 50. In one recent study, adults in their 30s and 40s could stand on one foot for a minute or more. At age 50, the time decreased to 45 seconds. And at age 70, study participants managed only 28 seconds. Now add in years of poor eating habits, which the majority of the population currently has. We currently have a 47% obesity rate in this country. That's not an overweight percentage. That's an obesity percentage. Big difference. Mix all of that together and you have a proper recipe for old age. Feeling like shit, huge decline in mobility, and a serious loss of strength. So if you want to stay young, you have to stay strong. Hit the gym, work out, do some physical activity. You have to have balance. Practice balance daily. I know it sounds silly, but it helps. And you have to stay mobile, stay active, and move around a lot, even if it's just going for a walk. Don't just be young at heart, be young in physical being. If you like what you saw today, give us a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm Coach Jay, and thanks for watching.